Greetings from Northern California. I'm here on the Redwood Coast, where the mountains meet the ocean and the trees stand tall above it all. It's one of my very favorite places to be, so come on, let's go camping by the sea.
The Redwood Coast starts at the Oregon border and occupies a small part of the Northern California coast. Parks are quilted together from state and federal land. The northernmost was Jed Smith, located on the Smith River. It's the largest undammed river remaining in California and has some of the finest salmon and steelhead fishing in the state. Of the 11 prized campsites along the river, only one was available to a tent camper, and I grabbed it. The park is 10,000 acres, of which 9,000 are old-growth redwood forests. Howland Hill Road is one of the best redwood drives anywhere. Just under 4 miles in is the Boy Scout Tree Trailhead. My destination was Fern Falls, a small waterfall 2.8 miles in. Some coastal redwoods live over 2,000 years and grow over 350 feet tall. A redwood's moist bark can be up to 12 inches thick, which helps make them fire resistant. They are exceptionally rich in tannin and other substances, which repel insects and fungi. The hushed atmosphere of a cathedral redwood forest engenders feelings of awe and reverence. The spiritual values obtainable from such a primeval place can't even be imagined until you go for a walk in one. The trail eventually dead ends into Fern Falls, which cascades over a rock outcropping bordered by sword ferns. Next, I headed a ways south to Prairie Creek Redwood State Park. Gold Bluffs Beach Campground was a 6-mile drive down a road narrow enough to keep most of the noisy big rigs away. Beautiful Gold Bluffs dominated the east side of the beach, while the Pacific Ocean dominated the west side. Gold Bluffs Beach Campground is the best drive-to beach campground in Northern California. 2 miles north of the campground was the trailhead for the Coastal Trail in Fern Canyon. Fern Canyon is a gorge of 50-foot walls covered with ferns and a flat bottom. This shape is a product of hydraulic mining, which involves washing away topsoil with high-pressure water cannons to undercover buried gold. Although stripped of plant life by the mining, years of inactivity have allowed the flora to recover. I got back on the coastal trail heading north. Red mushrooms dotted the trail side. There were 2 similar waterfalls spilling over the bluff within a quarter mile of each other. This is the second one, named Gold Dust Falls. The weather was often rough here at Gold Bluffs Beach. On clear evenings, I had a front row seat for sunset, which made for an unbelievably tranquil existence.
Like any beachcomber, I'm always curious to see what washes up from the ocean. Here at Gold Bluffs, there's a lot of interesting agate on the beach. So let's rock.
Picasso, O'Keeffe, Chagall, I love them all. But my favorite is the artist known as Mother Nature. colors, the lines, the textures, all presented twice daily at low tide in a gallery of salt and pepper sand. Now who put the rock in rock and roll? About 10 miles north of the park on Highway 101 is the Lagoon Creek Pullout. At the north end is the trailhead for the Uric Loop and Hidden Beach Trail. The hike goes through tunnels of cypress, alders, and Sitka spruce, shaped by constant Pacific winds. There's also many fabulous views of the rugged coastline. The salt-tolerant trees provide a protective buffer for salt-sensitive redwoods. About a half-mile in, the trail pops out of the woods, revealing Hidden Beach. It's another half-mile with a steep climb down to get to the quiet little cove, accessible only by foot. For an easy 1-mile hike, this was a tremendous destination point. Redwood driftwood was strewn over the beach. I spent most of the day here as the only human animal accompanied by black oyster catchers in search of a meal. Returned to my campsite at Gold Bluffs Beach in time for sunset. The past few days of good weather made this a hard place to leave. But come morning, it was time to head farther south on the Redwood Coast.